everyone, and welcome back to A Year in the TikTok. Today we are covering Magically Fat. I haven't covered this person yet, so I thought it might be fun to at least start. And her description, her bio says, here for fun, chaotic at best, Aquarius sun, Cancer moon, and Virgo rising. So I'm going to scroll down. It might take me a few minutes, and we'll start with April of last year for her TikToks. Alright, so it took me like 20 minutes to find April 1st of last year. So, I don't think we're starting with this one because it's just about swimsuit, but we're getting in full with the video now. So, let's go.
Real question, do thin women ever get tired? Like, do you not get tired or embarrassed of being so... dumb?
So I'm sharing this not because I want to point out anything in this particular video, but because I want to point out something in the next video. The comment that she's responding to says, it's funny, but I don't think this has ever happened. And I'm not entirely sure what it's referring to. I think it was from before where I started looking at her TikToks. But something important is going to happen in the next video, in the next TikTok. So let's just jump there real quick.
The only reason why I'm replying to you again in a video is because my comments just won't post.
So, just for clarification, the next comment that she's responding to is from the same person. It says, I just genuinely think not one person you've told that have reacted like that.
TikTok just refuses. That being said, I suggest you look up the word exaggeration. Google a dictionary, anything like that. Like, read up on it. While that video is an obvious exaggeration, that has totally happened. I have 100% seen people call out fatphobic thin women, and they will come on this app and they will make crying videos and they'll be like, I didn't mean to, I'm so sorry. Like, they'll do that. Like, that's a real thing. Or they'll pitch a fit and play the victim instead of just like taking accountability. That being said,
So my issue with this is I think we're kind of done with this TikTok. I know she is going to go on for a while more, but it's addressed the main thing that I wanted to talk about, which is in the last one she acts like, oh, thin women, don't they ever get tired? Don't you ever get tired of being dumb? But then in the very next video, she does explain that it is an exaggeration of whatever she was referring to. Like, there are people that do that to a degree, but the extent that she has presented it was an exaggeration, which is what the comment was referring to in the first place. So, I mean, it's an interesting thing of trying to be condescending while also saying that the person was right to begin with. Like, what the fuck is happening? What the fuck is happening? And we'll go ahead and finish watching it, but I don't know if I'm going to respond to anything more.
Confronted people in real life on their fat phobia, and it gets hostile very quick. Like, very quick. I remember whenever I called out my friend in high school because she kept saying, like, she kept going like, oh my god, I'm so fat, this, that. And I remember distinctly being like, I'm not going to care about her feelings anymore, and I'm just gonna go, yeah, you are. We are, like, definitely the same size. And I remember the first time I said that, she was like, oh my god, I'm so fat, I'm so ugly, I'm so fat. I remember I looked down at my body, and then I looked back up at her, and I go, yeah, we're about the same size. And she looked at me, and she lost it. She literally threw a fit, started crying, and was like, you're supposed to tell me that I'm beautiful, and you're supposed to tell me that I'm skinny. You're a horrible, terrible friend, blah, 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 blah. So while the post is an exaggeration, there is very real instances of it happening in real life. I think this is the case of, like, the girls who get it, and the girls who don't. And obviously, you just don't get it. All that being said, it's also good to realize that just because you've never heard of it, or just because you've never seen it happen, or just because you've never heard of it happening, or even just because you never think it has happened, doesn't mean that it hasn't happened.
Okay, but what the comment was talking about was the exaggeration that you put forth. If it was an exaggeration to begin with, it's not unreasonable for people to be like, no, it didn't happen like that. No, it didn't. Because even you admit that it is an exaggeration, meaning that it is not an accurate representation of what you've actually dealt with. When you explain it in other ways, people may not have the same reaction. Do you see how that works? And yet what you're doing is saying that that person is dumb when they are responding to what you put forth out in the first place. It's this type of bullshit, because this is not in this particular way, not specifically regarding weight, but this has happened before where I've responded to something where that someone put forth, and I'm like, that doesn't sound right, and then they'll change the story, minimizing some of the more outlandish aspects, and it's like, okay, well, that sounds a little bit more plausible, but that's not what I was responding to, and yet you're gonna call me dumb. I have a problem with people acting condescending, so that's part of my issue with this, is how condescending she is. But you realize that you put forth something that was kind of outlandish, people responded in kind, and then you call them stupid but say it was an exaggeration. Where the fuck is the logic in that?
I'm trying to work and simultaneously make a TikTok. Let's see how that works. But I love how trolls just honestly and truly think that their comments like get to you. Especially whenever you make a video reply to them. Like, this app is all about content, whether you're getting paid for it or not, whether you're getting paid a lot or not. So I'm using you for content. I hold the power here, not you. If you insult me or leave a mean comment and you're still on my page, it's because I've chosen for you to be here. It's because I'm using you, and you're allowing me to use you. You're allowing yourself to be used. Oh, I struck a nerve. You're upset because of what I said. One, if you struck a nerve with me, then that means I struck a nerve with you first because you left the comment first. And two, if you did truly strike a nerve, then it's because you're an asshole. Why are you proud of that? I'm trying to work and simultaneously make a TikTok. Let's see how that works.
So this was directly after a TikTok of her responding to a comment that says large people shouldn't wear florals. And it was just a voice thing or a sound thing. She wasn't actually talking in it, so I didn't feel the need to cover it. And I actually think this is kind of an interesting take. I think that it's probably a healthier take than most. I would still say that I think that the comments get to her more than she leads on, but this is a very interesting take that I haven't seen from other FAs. And I'm curious, it's actually something I'm a bit curious of your perspective on from this whole thing. I don't have a whole lot to say about it. I think that the fact that she's covering the comment at all does mean that it did bother her, at least to a certain extent. But I think the concept of her using that person, using the trolls for content and clickbait, because that's what, well, maybe not clickbait. I don't know how TikTok works on that realm. But for content, what's your opinion on that? Is my question. Do you think that this is genuine? Do you think she's full of bullshit? Do you think, like, what's your perspective on this?
I am so excited right now. Guess what I have? Guess what I ordered off Amazon? I'm coming to get you. I'm so fucking excited right now. Like, oh man, I really wish I could reach a squishmallow. I really wish I could reach a squishmallow. I just threw it back on the ground. I'm so excited. Wow. Oh, wow. 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 I want to put googly eyes on him, though. Why is that, like, my first thought? I'm so fucking excited. I bought two. It came in a 2-pack, so I have one for upstairs, one for downstairs. As always. I don't know if this counts as a mobility aid, but it's an aid. I am so excited.
Alright, I'm gonna brace for being called an ableist piece of shit. But I can't help but, I mean, the cloth things are good tools for people with mobility issues that need help reaching things. Totally get that. She clearly can stand okay, she can reach okay, but the biggest thing for me was like, you can really hear her breathing in this one because she's standing up and she's moving around a little bit more. Not a whole lot, but she is moving around a little bit more, and her breathing is a lot heavier. And I just can't help but be like, you're looking more like the caricature of when people think of a fat person, in that you can't bend down to pick something up. You have to use the claw thing because you're too fat to bend over. Like, maybe I'm wrong. This is probably going to be, I may not even keep this in. I'm not sure whether I want to or not. I could think better of it in a few days. Right now, though, I do think that there's a little bit like, is this for real, or are you purposely like painting something to trigger people to comment on your weight? Especially with how excited you are about the claw thing. Like, I don't know what her issues are. This is labeled as disability talk and disability aid. I don't know what her issues are that she would require that. She seems to have plenty of dexterity. She seems to have plenty of motion and ability. Like, this isn't a matter of like a walking aid, like a cane or a what is it called? Why is my brain not working? A walker. I don't know. There's just something about this that seems like it's purposely framed to open her up to some negative comments. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, this is, so there's two captions on here and I'll read them out, but this is like the epitome of someone trying to convince themselves that they've made decent choices in life. It says being bullied all my life for being fat, and then the next one says developing an actual personality and being funny AF while everyone else is skinny and boring. And like, there's plenty of skinny people with personalities. There's plenty of skinny people that are funny. And I don't know, like, it just reeks a little bit of insecurity. Like, you're like, I may be fat, but I'm still better in some ways, you know?
I bet every dime in my bank account that this guy was on a dating app. He tried to match with a fat girl, or he tried to slide into her DMs and she curved him. And because of that, he immediately got on TikTok and made this TikTok video. Because let me tell you, hit dogs holler, and he's woofing.
So the caption from the original TikTok says, when Hinge says most compatible, but it's just me and an absolute hog. And this is one where it's like, no, I think the clapback was warranted. This is such a fucking nasty thing to post. If you didn't find her attractive, that's fine. Don't match with her and you're good. Like, there is no reason. And it also just says that you don't care about similar values or anything like that. You want someone who's thin and pretty. And while I do understand that to a degree, because physical attraction does matter, the fact that you refer to this person as an absolute hog, like, I understand why she responds to this. This is the type of stuff where if FAs focused on this shit, like, I wouldn't mind it so much, because there's no reason to talk about someone in this manner, you know? Alright, we're gonna do one more. This is gonna be a short video today because I spent so fucking long trying to get to the beginning of this.
Hey y'all, so today's video is how to hide your tummy. Thin people are people who are very close to thinness, who have large accounts, are so annoying. Especially if they are in the body love, self-love genre / niche, because they really only cater to those who want to listen to them. And if it's anyone who is in a more marginalized group than them, they're like, nah. I left a comment, and like always, when I leave comments, it doesn't ever go well. But I left a comment saying, on this little thread saying, when you make that video, try avoiding harmful language like hiding, and when fat people give you criticism, instead of blocking them, listen. You may have noticed in the beginning of this, I didn't stitch their video, I had to screen record it. So what do you think, out of listen and block, did they choose for me? And they didn't just block me, they actually blocked 2 other creators. One's a mutual of mine, one is someone I just seen on my For You page, and there was another mutual who commented on her video. All of them being very respectful, like, and instead of listening to any of us 4 people of all various sizes and experiences being plus size, they just blocked them all. Which, am I surprised that a thin woman didn't listen to fat?
Okay, so before we finish it, I just want to say though that just as you guys block people that have differing views from you, other people can block you if they don't want to hear what you have to say. Like, that doesn't mean that you're oppressed. It doesn't mean that you're marginalized. It's part of the internet. You were creating a moral conversation in a TikTok that was just about helping women that are insecure about their stomach area. And you turned it into this moralizing social commentary that it didn't need to be and she didn't necessarily want. Not everyone wants everything that they do to be in some way connected to a social movement like you guys. Sometimes, like for fashion advice, they're just like, I'm here to help you feel more confident about what you're wearing and hiding the areas that you have issues with. And in this case, she said her stomach. Like, it doesn't mean that you guys, that requires you guys to have a comment. And if you want to, that's fine. Because like I've said before, it's the internet and anyone can comment on a public profile. She has the right to block you if she doesn't want to engage in that rhetoric. Like, I don't understand. Like, you guys do the same thing. I don't understand where the disconnect is happening.
Fat people? No. Am I aggravated that a thin woman with a large platform can so easily silence fat voices? Yes. But for anyone out there, it is okay if you don't want to show your body. It's totally fine. No one wants to show their body 100% of the time. Or like, I feel like no one would want to. You know, there's sometimes you don't want to, and that's fine. Even me, I love my belly, I love my arms. Sometimes I don't want to show them because I am insecure. And I think it's okay to acknowledge that, and I think it's okay to try to find ways that you can still be secure with yourself while not always showing the parts you want to, like, not show. But what I think is problematic is when you start using verbiage like hiding. Especially when you start off by being like, here's how to hide your belly. Because, like other people have stated, people who are actually plus size, they can't hide their belly. When they put on a tunic, when they put on baggy clothes, like, their belly is still there. They're still fat. It's just, it's icky wording. Don't use hiding. Like, you could have literally have just said how to be more secure in your body without wearing baggy clothes. Like, just basically the same amount of words, and you could have not been harmful to people in bigger bodies, and you could have not insinuated that fat and bellies need to be hidden, and you could have not perpetuated the idea that fat people or people with bellies need to hide. I mean, when you have 200 and something K followers and you can just say whatever you want and then just block people who, like, disagree with you, why would you listen?
Okay, FAs do the same thing of blocking people that they don't want to listen to, so don't act like this is something exclusive to thin people. Don't even give me that fucking bullshit. I still can't get back on to Fat Sapphic Bros TikTok, but if I did, we would see how they block everyone that has even a minor disagreement with them. Number two, goes back to what I said in my Fat Fab Feminist video this week, in that I really get tired of the creation of morality over very small words and very small amount of nuance, like the word hiding. Yes, some people want to hide their stomach. That does not mean that it is oppression against you or anyone that can't hide their stomach. That has nothing to do with you. And I get so tired of this very minute word picking being connected to somehow a morality issue. Like, it's not. It's a turn of phrase. Sometimes people want to hide their stomachs, and that has nothing to do with you. If you don't want to, or if you can't, then that video's not for you. I don't know. And she's like, and I can't believe that she is able to silence fat creators. Honey, she can silence whoever the fuck she wants, and I guarantee it's not just fat creators. It's people that disagree with her or people that don't want to participate. And is that an issue? Sure, but she's far from the only person that does it. And I don't know. I think I'd have more of a problem with it if they didn't actively censor their own comment section. So this just very feels like, pot me kettle. I don't have any patience for people criticizing someone else for doing the same thing that they do. I don't know. It took me forever to get to this video, because this TikTok, because there was this whole conversation about Shein and sourcing equitable or sustainable clothing versus thrifting versus XYZ. And I just didn't feel like commenting on the days worth of, like, several days worth of TikToks around that, so it took me a while to get here. So, believe it or not, you guys are probably going to see 15 to 20 minutes of this. I've been recording for 45 minutes. And that doesn't include the time that I paused the recording to scroll for 20 minutes to get to this point. So I'm going to have to end it here, and I'm sorry that this is going to be a shorter video, but there's nothing that can really be done about it. And Magically Fat didn't give us a whole lot of content this first time through, but I have a feeling that I've seen other videos from her, and I would like to, I definitely still want to continue to cover her as we go through, but this is all we're going to do today. She posts a lot. She's not Jamie level of posting where, like, 40 minutes without even scrolling, like, just 40 minutes of clicking through TikToks, and we only got a handful, and we only got through 4 days. This one we got through about 2.5 weeks, so that's not so bad. But yeah, I don't really have anything more to really say. I've been slower in responding to comments. Please know that I am still working through them. If I haven't responded to you, I'm working through it. I'm just in a busy point right now with my life, and I'm kind of monitoring how many comments I respond to a day, or I get lost in a rabbit hole and I can't get anything else done. Let's see, anything else? Nothing that I can think of at the moment, so I'm going to just say thank you all for watching, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.